This is the Shu vlog, and we are talking today about what is worship. You ever asked the question, what is worship? The simplest definition I can think of is praising God. Then why do we think of worship as just singing? Sure, worship can happen through song, but it can also happen elsewhere. Worship can happen anytime, anywhere. You can worship in silence. You can worship by making sounds or listening to them. You can worship through dance. There are so many more ways as well. If there are so many ways to worship, how do we differentiate between worship and everyday life? Romans 12:1 says, I appeal to you therefore, brothers, by the mercies of God, to present your bodies as living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God, which is your spiritual worship. We are to present our bodies as living sacrifices. When one sacrifices, they worship. We are to show love to others, and love requires sacrifice. Thus, we can worship in all we do. We worship by showing love, reflecting God's glory, and we can do it through all actions. It's also important to note that when we do the things each day, we can use them as acts of worship. We must remember who we worship as well. Each selfless act we do should be pointing back to God and an act of worship. We should not be prideful and accept the credit. We should credit God with our gifts and possessions because He's the one who gave them to us.